Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So if you hear a lot of extra noise, I'm actually sitting outside today on our balcony. It's a pretty even temperature day today, so I thought I would film outside, so there will be background noise, and I hope that you can hear me well enough without me having to speak too loudly. Excuse me. Oh, my nose hurts. Okay, so I wanted to talk about something that came up when I did my last live stream. But before, I want to thank everyone who came and talked with me on that live stream. It was a lot of fun, and today I do plan on doing another one, hopefully. I don't know when you guys will be seeing this video, but I just hope that it'll be up. Today is May 4th. So anyway, I really wanted to talk to you guys about yarn snobbery, what I've heard. So when I first joined the crochet community and started crocheting, there was only one type of yarn to me, and that was Red Heart. I learned off of Red Heart, and that was all that I bought because, you know, that's what I was most familiar with. And for a long time, I didn't know that there were other types of yarns, so I wasn't really like concerned at that time with what yarn I had and what yarn that I didn't have. So when I started getting into knitting, I had discovered that there are different types of yarn, and it really appealed to me because I was like, wow, you know, that yarn is nice. And then instead of seeing it as yarn is yarn and whatever you use and whatever suits you is good for you, I started getting in my head that I was like, man, you only use acrylic, your product is cheap, and if you're trying to sell this stuff, why are you going to sell people cheap stuff made with acrylic? And I didn't really understand that, yes, even though it's acrylic, it doesn't mean that it's cheap. And yes, just because it's acrylic doesn't mean it should be sold for less, and that you didn't put as much love and care into it as some of, you know, things made with wool or things made with other types of fibers. So for a long time I was really struggling with that, and I'm not trying to bash anyone in the knitting community, but if you look at a lot of the knitting podcasts, that's mainly where I was getting it from. I wasn't getting, okay, let me try to explain. I wasn't getting negativity from them, but I was internalizing the negativity with myself because I thought that I was less than, like the things that I was creating were less than so-and-so's because they were using indie dyed yarn and hand dyed and all this other type of stuff. But I just really wanted to have a discussion about how do you guys feel when it comes to having acrylic versus non-acrylic things. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have like wool and stuff, but I'm just saying that I would never actively buy it because, one, with acrylic, because it's synthetic, you won't have to worry about someone being allergic to it. But also with acrylic, there are some things that you can't make. As for me, I notice a lot of garments don't turn out as I want them to be when I use acrylic yarn versus, excuse me, when I use other types of yarn. So feel free to tell me in the comments what you guys think and what type of yarn do you like. How do you feel about the yarn snobbery? And I also brought this up to say that I have experienced yarn snobbery, not from anyone on YouTube or anything like that, but mainly from, excuse me, camera's dirty, but mainly from like, okay, so when I did a video on this, I did a video on the yarn I got from a place called Sin City Knit Shop, and I went in there because it was my first time ever in a predominantly yarn store. Like, I get most of my yarn from Walmart. I get all of my yarn from Walmart. And it was the first time that I was in an actual yarn store. Like, it was so much fun. And so there was a lot of ladies in there who have been obviously doing this longer than me. And so I asked them, I wanted to make a dress, and I asked them what I should use. And she was asking me, you know, what type of yarn do you use? And when I told her acrylic, it was like, she wasn't mean to me, but her demeanor changed, and she was like, acrylic, you're gonna use acrylic yarn? And I was like, yes. Because at that point I didn't really, you know, I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't buy acrylic yarns anymore because people don't seem to like it, instead of just sticking to, you know, what I'm comfortable paying with and what I know works for me. So I just want to let you guys know that don't feed into that you shouldn't use acrylic because acrylic is low quality. It's really not, in my opinion. It's cheaper, but that doesn't mean, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, this video is gonna be a mess. I'm sitting outside and like all these bugs is messing with me. Okay, it's really not. In my opinion, yarn is yarn. Now, yes, for some specific projects you cannot use acrylic for. Like, if you want to make a bathing suit, it's really highly suggested for a specific reason that you use cotton to make swimwear. But that doesn't mean that, where was I going with this? That doesn't mean that if you were to make a top with acrylic yarn that it's all of a sudden bad quality. It just means you can't get in the water because it will never dry, and then you'll just be sitting there forever with a wet top. So that's basically like the gist of this video. Tell me below in the comments what you think about the whole ordeal, if you've ever experienced something like that, and let's have a discussion. Hopefully I will be doing a live chat today at 3 o'clock, depending on when you see this video and when I upload it. It is May 4th, so at 3 o'clock I will try to do another live stream. I will prepare a topic for us to speak about, so that it's not just a useless video. Excuse this, I'm having a skin issue and life is just, it's stagnant. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to get notifications for whenever I put out new videos, make sure to click the bell so that you can be notified every time I post a video. And hopefully I will see you guys in the live chat at 3. I'll see you in the next one.